Yay, the capital Beltway, said no one ever. Except sometimes I like to think about it as this metaphor for civilization and societal progress in general. Yeah, I know, I sound ridiculous, but hear me out. It moves slowly, it's frustrating, it's annoying. Sometimes there are accidents. Sometimes it's such a disaster that you wonder why you even bothered leaving the house that day. But we do all eventually move forward. It does get better on most days. But yeah, I'm actually starting to like driving on the Beltway, and I say that as someone who has had a phobia of highways for years. Long story. But yeah, it's somehow simultaneously this beautiful camaraderie of all of us looking at each other through car windows and exchanging knowing glances that we're all in this shit together. And a platform for socially acceptable primal screams of every curse word in multiple languages that you can think of. And no one's judging you because they can't hear you, and they're probably doing the same exact thing. And yet, it all ultimately peacefully resolves when you decide, I'm gonna get in your lane and you're gonna like it. And you don't, of course, use your turn signal until you're already actually in that lane because your Maryland license plate already indicated that that's precisely what you're gonna do. And yet, somehow, it all works. We all do get to work. At least enough of us get to work so that work is still a thing. I mean, I can't speak for those that have managed to drive off the American Legion Bridge or get distracted by the land of Oz that comes towards you as you're driving west from Silver Spring. Yeah, that never happened. At least, not yet. But, yeah, it does get better. It does move. Ultimately, eventually. Like the arc of history bends towards justice, the capital Beltway has its mercy, and everyone's gonna be okay. Yeah. So I'm not trying to give you this pseudo philosophical lecture here. I'm actually just promoting my YouTube channel, my YouTube show, the MoCo Millennial. That's me. And this is my show. And I'm really excited to have this great lineup of guests coming on. I'm going to interview them about a broad range of topics. Yes, some of them will be political. Yes, but not exclusively. And yeah, we'll be discussing broad philosophical topics, ideas, lifestyles, and it's gonna be fun. And part of my mission for this project is I'm trying to wean my generation off of this media driven by sound bites and 280 characters that take ideas out of context. They're devoid of nuance and really don't give intellectual justice to a lot of ideas that are really complex. And the other part of what I want to do is show that we're not really as divided as a lot of the mainstream media likes to portray us as. I mean, I guess these kind of battling talking heads arguing with each other, looking really polarized, get ratings, maybe? But that's not what we're here to do. We want to show that with people that may disagree with each other, sitting across from one another, they can find common ground, they can challenge each other, and also want to show we're not so insular. I mean, if there's any place that is accused of being a bubble or an echo chamber, it's Montgomery County, Maryland. But full disclosure, yeah, I'm based in Tacoma Park. This show's gonna have a progressive bent. But I will absolutely bring on people who I disagree with, who people around me disagree with. There'll be some people discussing things that you may surprise yourself and see their point, or Maybe you think you agree with everything and then they surprise you by saying something you think is ridiculous. And maybe you'll learn something. I certainly will. At least, I hope so. And this is that I'm gonna have fun doing it. And yeah, so here you go with another thing to entertain you while you're driving on the Beltway. Actually, if you're driving on the Beltway, please just download the audio. Don't actually watch a YouTube video while driving. That is a bad idea. But if you're stuck in the metro, for example, it's a good idea. Or maybe you have nothing to do with the DC metro area or Maryland whatsoever, and you clicked on this because someone told you to, or you saw the word millennial and you are one, or like to make fun of them because we eat avocado toast, which is delicious, by the way, and put Old Bay on it. It's actually really good. And I do put things in mason jars, and I do use my iPhone, but not incessantly. At least I'd like to think that. But yeah, we're gonna reclaim the title millennial, because, I mean, I was born in 1988. I have no way around it. But also, maybe you clicked on this because you like my pillow with this cool flag. But whatever your reason, you should subscribe. And you should follow and like on Facebook, follow on Twitter. You should like and share, because I think this is important to get these ideas out and to facilitate constructive debate and not be afraid to disagree with some things that you might hear and to learn something. Because these topics they'll be locally focused but also globally relevant, and you'll hear from some people who are running for office and from some people that have nothing to do with local or national politics. We'll also be discussing music, we'll discuss food, or maybe I'll have someone who is political and we'll discuss something completely unrelated. Trust me, it's all of this and more is coming at you in the next month and hopefully beyond. And I aim to have an episode drop every week, if not at least every 2 weeks. We're going to be leading off with my friend Mila Johns. She is a candidate. She's running for state delegate in District 18. For those of you not so familiar, basically she reps every place that tries to be on National Lampoon's Vacation. Yeah, every place that calls itself Chevy Chase, that's her. Yeah, bad joke. Anyway, so I hope you keep listening. And yeah, my first show will be launching next week after Thanksgiving. It should air. So yeah, there you go. Good night.